Oh, what is up, everybody? Today I'm doing a little bit of a different video. Most days I do PvP related style content or high pixel style content, but today I'm going to be showcasing what I think is perhaps one of the most detailed cities in Minecraft. Real quick, let me just clear the weather there. There we go. So basically, this city here, unlike most Minecraft cities, which are, very cool. But unlike most large Minecraft cities where it's just kind of like, you know, walls but nothing inside, this city specifically that I found is it has stuff inside the buildings and there's just a lot of detail. I will apologize in advance. It's a very laggy world here, pretty big world file, and I probably will have to find myself manually updating many of the chunks. So I apologize for that in advance. But without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so going this way, we'll be greeted with the agricultural district, which is basically what provides the food for the approximately 30,000 people in the city. Obviously, there isn't 30,000 villagers in here because that would be extremely laggy. Real quick, let me just change my FOV. Okay, there we go. So now, as you can see, basically this agricultural district here, along with industrial district, which is mainly just home to many tree farms and some cobblestone farms, is basically what supposedly provides the city with everything it needs. Obviously, this was built in creative and not survival, so it's not actually the case. And let's just adjust our FOV there again. But the population is about 30,000. The actual bed count is 29,676. As I'm looking at this piece of paper next to me here, but let's keep flying around here. So as we fly this way, we'll near the central area of town. Right here, we have the downtown area. This was the first area that was actually built in the city. We have the lake. And if you notice, these three buildings here are the only buildings in the city without like greenery on the roofs. And that's for a reason. These were like some of the oldest buildings, so that's why there's not. They're kind of preserved, I guess. So that's why there's not greenery on the roof. But all over the city, there's a lot of greenery everywhere. And let me just adjust my FOV again. I apologize. Okay, so now, you know, if we go this way, this is kind of like this is somewhat of an older district. I mean, this was built probably about 2 years ago now. So down here, right there, we see like a little beach. And if we keep going this way, this is like the official entrance to the city. There's a minecart rail, but the TPS in this world is like 5 or something. So minecarts and any entity doesn't really work anymore. But if we were to take the official entrance, this is kind of what you'd see going up, and you're greeted into the train station. Obviously, I've killed all the entities in this world besides myself because otherwise it'd just be too laggy. But this is like kind of, I guess, the downtown area. Let's see what's in here. Okay, that area hasn't yet been furnished, but I believe that the story above it. I mean, pardon me, I'm just going into random buildings here, but I believe the area above it here. Oh yeah, so we have a nice little area and a garden. And then below we have a trading floor down there. But if I leave this, you know what? My FOV is bothering me again. I apologize if I change my FOV some throughout this video. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Down here, oof. This is just like a few alleyways, I guess. You might notice there's built a sea lantern. That's mainly just for lighting because most blocks aren't that bright and it could get pretty dark here. So this is actually the first building I've ever built in the city. And on the ground floor, there's a little shop here. I didn't bother to fill the chests of that, but on other shops I have. So if we keep heading down this way, this is like kind of the oldest area of the city. Um, Now we're making our way toward newer stuff, but this is still about a good 2 years old. Here's the uh, biggest park on the ground. Obviously, there are a lot of sky parks, and there's a lot of stuff above it too. If we fly up, we got this little residential tower and neighborhood up here. Then we got another little thing up here. If we go back down, this is like the market district of the city down here. In fact, every area, I believe, every chest I've actually furnished in here, if I'm correct. Let's see here. Did I? Oh yeah. So it looks like this is like a hardware store, I believe. And then this area is still under construction here. It's still being built. Um, But I mean, most of the market district is pretty similar. There's also apartments above it, or hotels actually. Most of the buildings in the city are apartments, but in this district, it's mainly hotels and a few apartments above the shops. So let's see if we can get up to one of those. Oh yeah, so here's a network up. So as you notice here, you got like a little elevator. And these are all the apartments and slash hotels around. I'm not sure why that letter's there. If we go up another story, yeah, I think this is the top. Yeah, so and there's elevators all around the market district. Anyhow, enough with that district. Um, if we head on over here, you might notice this massive build here. And I mean, this took a while. This was with the help of commands. I don't consider it cheats because it's still original design. It's not like I just, cloned something for thousands of blocks. But yeah, this was with the throw command. And if we go up, this is kind of like a vertical city, I guess, inspired by that. You got just a nice little lobby right there. Here you got a little park along with a recreational area behind here, just basically a big maze that I'm not going to go into because that'll take a while. But if we keep going up, wait a minute. This is like the mall. Uh, wait, I apologize here. Come on. There we go. So this is like a mall here. There are tables. It's kind of built in a classical style, I guess. It's probably the mood I guess I was feeling in when I built that. But if we go back up here, so the infrastructure wasn't great here. There is a little theater right down here, small, and then there's a pathway that leads to here, but I just flew up, I guess. Here there's some luxury apartments. We got a nice little area, and we got a nice little roof area too. In fact, I feel like I made a way to get there once, but here, let me just fix that real quick. We're gonna get a door. There we go. And what's the best way to do this? See, I feel like right here will be good. And then if we get some stairs, grab some quartz stairs. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Well, no, that doesn't work well. Yeah, that should work. Oh yeah, there we go. And we'll just put the door on this block right here, which will be grass. Oof. Why am I so bad at placing doors? There we go. Okay. Sorry for that minor distraction here. There's another luxury apartment up here. And up here, we have the entrance to the roof area. So there's a little roof farm slash garden. We got this nice area down here to kind of relax and I guess. And then here is actually an Elytra flight transport area, I believe. So that gave me some jump boost. We got an Elytra here. And yeah, now we can just kind of fly around. I'm in creative mode, so I'm not going to do that here because creative mode flying is better. Now this part of the building I haven't actually finished, so I do have to go into spectator mode to get inside, but I might as well. So this is like a little academy down there. Up here we got a nice little office, kind of weird I guess, but at the same time. And then here we got a few little villages inside the the building. We got another village, and yeah, if I go back out. I'm gonna go back in creative just because, and I'm gonna clear the weather. I don't like rain. If we keep going here, this is like kind of the new district next to the park, or it was new as of a few years ago. But yeah, so we got basically this is kind of a prototype build that inspired a lot of my later builds. Let me just take this Elytra off real quick before it bothers my jumping more. And you kind of just go up. Over here, you might notice a water wall, and that's interesting. But basically, this wilderness area here has been there for a while. This was probably the first area that I actually explored in around this city before this was a city. And I kind of wanted to preserve that, so there's a strict border here. And I believe, gosh, I feel like weird. Well, there's a Skyway network here, and this is a newer neighborhood that I built about a year ago, so it's somewhat newer. I will be getting to stuff that I've recently just completed, but This is one of the first neighborhoods that I actually started designing the buildings for, like on paper first before I just built them. So as you notice, this building, we got a lot of identical floors. Then as it slowly progresses, the floors get bigger, and eventually we make it to, I guess this I think was a trading floor. We got a bunch of these, and then we got a nice little restaurant up here, and we got some even bigger community housing, I guess, and then you get to the roof. And this was the biggest building in my city at one time. It's not anymore. Right next to it, we got the school for the neighborhood. As you can see, we got like a nice little playground here, and that connects to the gym for the neighborhood, which is right in here. Um, Not much for a gym, but also the gyms are pretty much just large empty spaces with some machinery, I guess. Um, Now, this building here has an interesting history, actually. This is like the recreation building, but it was also built at about 3 years ago before I even knew how to do the slash fill command. So this was actually lava casted. Um, and here we got a massive dropper course that goes way down. And then, let's see if I can get back in here. Uh, there we go. Okay, and then down here we have like a nice little parkour area that I built a while ago. And if we keep going down here, this is just kind of a mess, I guess. Nothing really here. Now, this is actually the command infrastructure, so we can teleport to some spots. Let's try the aerial city view. Okay, so at one point, when the city wasn't that big, you could get a view of the entire city just by being up here. You can no longer do that, but you used to be able to at one point. Now, this area right here, this district is actually still under construction. This is my most recent area. I'm thinking of making a video where I build something in here sometime soon. So if you want to see that, just leave a like on the video and comment if you want to see that. But um, continuing the tour, we got the school for the neighborhood right here, and we got some apartment buildings. And at the bottom of this, we have a library for the neighborhood along with a park. Obviously, this area is still under construction. And this here has another interesting history. This was also built 3 years ago, this little lava lake here, and that's part of the recreation course up there. It is kind of ugly, but at the same time, I didn't want to take it down because it's been here for 3 years. So if we keep flying on, that's like kind of the main area of town. But if we fly to the other side of town here, we go past this. So real quick though, I do want to talk a little bit about this little neighborhood down here because I was at the time experimenting with like micro neighborhoods, contained communities that are kind of sustainable in their own and just run by the residents, I guess. So this is kind of that. You have like a community hall right here, some community housing, and all the stuff that you need, I guess. And now we're entering the forest district, which I built about, gosh, that was 2 years ago now, and I kind of wanted to preserve the forest. So as you can see, everything is on stilts, which is not really practical in real life. But what is practical, I guess, about it is greenery on the roofs. Obviously, if you're going to put a tree on your roof, you really need to reinforce it. But grass is actually pretty cheap to put on a roof, and it's very good with insulation. But enough about that. Let's explore here. So this is a nice little apartment here. I'll go inside and spectator just because I don't want to go all the way down. So at this top point, I believe that's an office. Yes, these are offices, and then these are people's apartments. On the inside, we got some beds, bathroom, nice little sitting area, and a little balcony here, and a little kitchen along with some more balcony. And then, yeah, so this district was kind of all similar, defined by its oak planks. Now, obviously, as you can see, I have fire tick turned off. Otherwise, this whole building would be burned down, but I'm glad that I do. There's also a skyway network that connects all of this, but just for the sake, I think spectator is easier. So we got like a nice little mall here. I used to have some villagers selling stuff here, but like I said, I killed all the entities. This is like a recreation course, and you can skip all of it because there is ladder ways. Um, and then here comes the luxury apartments. Uh, and then this is just an interim floor, I guess. Some more apartments, and here is the community housing. In this building, we got some nice little adult housing over here. I guess a library slash enchanting room, and then here we got a storage room and a crafting room. Then over here there's some kids housing, I guess. And yeah, so if we keep flying up, oh yeah, here's the bank. And currently, this is the only bank I have in my city. I haven't actually built many banks, which I plan to fix. But yeah, that's the bank. We got some more community housing. And up here, we got a nice little mall. And this was a black glass maze that I tried out. I didn't really like it very much because, well, it's kind of hard to see inside. It's really trippy because everything's transparent. But also, here's a trading floor. Like I said, there used to be villagers there. There aren't anymore. If we go up here, we even got like a nice little vertical city, I guess. So each of these is actually a house, and the vines have spread more since the last time I was in here, which is why I've stopped making ladders out of vines, but I didn't know at the time. So if we pass that, we will notice our hotel here. This is another hotel, and this is each district kind of has its anchor building. Like I said, I explored that dark oak building over there, or sorry, spruce. That was the anchor building for that district. This is kind of anchor building for this district. Each anchor building, I spent a long time designing and building because there's kind of many different buildings within one. And if you notice here, we got this building here. Currently, this is I'm working on a city hall. I actually have a city hall in that brick building down there, but uh, I'm trying to upsize it, I guess. So this is still under construction, obviously, but when it's finished, it's going to be pretty cool. Now, if we fly over here, this is another school right down here. And now we're entering a neighborhood that I started working on about 9 months ago or so. And this is probably one of the biggest neighborhoods in the city. And I'll get to the history in that in a minute. Let me just do this so I can fall faster. There we go. Okay. So basically, this area, it extends for a while. This is kind of like the downtown area. We have another school here, and we have some markets along with a nice little neighborhood right there, mini neighborhood. And we have a lot of large builds here. Here's another little commercial area, I guess. And now we're entering another kind of neighborhood build place. So if I go up here, okay, we've reached the end of the loaded chunks. So this will take a little while. I apologize. Um, I might have to manually update some of these chunks. But basically, the point is there's a large forest here that I planted, very dense. We got some of that. And this is another one of those micro neighborhoods I was talking about down here. Everything you need in a small community run neighborhood. But here we got, this is kind of like a build. I guess it was inspired by seagrass. Um, and I still haven't finished making all the paths, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's not, I mean, you could build in real life. It's not exactly economical, but you could. And this building over here is just a kind of office building, and on top of that, you have some nice residences. Let's see, once we get above the offices, on any day now. Oh wait, this is the residences. Or sorry, no wait, the offices. I think the residences are further down. Never mind. I forget now, but this is another residential building here that I designed on paper. And then if we go down here, I kind of like to blend everything in with the landscape and nature. I think that's something, incorporating green spaces in cities, especially within cities, keyword not suburbs. You might notice that there aren't any suburbs, and that's because I don't really believe in suburbs, to be honest. Um, I think, cities, in my opinion, are a lot better just because, there's a lot more people and a lot stronger emphasis on community. And that's kind of what I built this whole thing around. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of evolved as I've been building because my philosophies have changed over the years. But yeah, so here's a little unit in here, I guess. Most of the units are pretty similar, but you got a storage area, a bathroom, and some beds. So nothing fancy. Here's another little market area devoid of villagers. And here's a market area. If we keep going down this way, we'll notice this is another town slash community hall. And this is like a plaza right here. We also got a small little restaurant right there. And we got some nice small townhouses. I don't know. I just decided I wanted to check it out. So under here, this is underneath the building up there that you can actually still get to. And then the forest continues. If we fly past that, there's more over here, I guess. When the chunks update, this area still needs to be developed some. It is a nice park, but like everything, my city, I keep some pretty tight boundaries on it. So when I feel a need to build something big, then I can build above this or above that. I think I'm going to keep that area right there relatively free, but this area I might build above. And we have some more offices. Now, these buildings are kind of cool. I built them in like a ship like fashion because at the time I was trying to experiment with townhouses because they're a lot more practical for the real world, a lot cheaper than skyscrapers, smaller than mid and high rise buildings, but still provides a good amount of density that you can still have enough people living somewhere that you can have businesses that nearby and have kind of a community rather than just a sprawled out area. Um, so that's this. And then over here is the exit to the city on the other side. This takes you kind of toward the mountains here. So if I just go on this way a bunch, um, here we go. It should be right up. I've built a tiny little community over here, just a small little village. Once the chunks load, here we go. So this will provide you speed that'll let you travel down there in like a second. But aside from that, we have there we go. So this kind of I wanted to really blend in with the mountain. I didn't want to change the nature very much, and yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. But let's go back into the city here. I believe. Wait a minute. Which one gives me speed? Okay, that one takes away the speed. This gives me. Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's pretty insane. So now I can just speed all the way down. Oh no. I can just speed all the way down here and back into the main area of the city. Okay, now I'm back in that forest district. There we go. I'm removed the speed from myself. Very good. Here is kind of like a tourist area, I guess. Not really tourist as much as just like a recreational area. Before I killed all the entities, there used to be boats, and I don't even exactly know why boats count as entities, but they do. So that's why. And here we have like a nice little art area, I guess, art district. If I can load it. Um, there we go. Also, these are like the stables before all the horses died. But if we go in here, this is a nice little arts district. I mean, I guess we can kind of just imagine that everything is here. And then this building here, I kind of want to show once I can load it. Come on. Is that the. I feel like it gets taller than that. Okay. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay, this building is loaded, which is good. So this building is kind of like its own community in here. This building here, I like. It's kind of special, I guess. Well, not really, but it was kind of experiment that I think passed, and I might do it more. Where it's basically a vertical community, so it's a self-sustaining building, I guess. I mean, everything you need is in the building. You got community space down here, and this actually was converted from my house, and this was pretty much the only house in the whole city. I converted from my house into this, and here we go. Okay, so here's the elevator. I mean, I don't want to build bulky redstone elevators. In the real world, elevators are bigger, but this concept, I think, of community buildings is very real, and I think it's a very good idea, in my opinion. But I'll get into my philosophical beliefs some other time. So okay, so we have like a community eatery here. Everyone, cooks a meal up at the kitchen level, brings it down here, eats with everyone else. We got some living areas. We got the storage unit for the tower. I think I named it Bayview Tower. Yeah, so we have the utility unit. Let's see, did I put anything in these? Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, so we got some utility unit up here. We got the music. Yeah, so you can musical area, and we have a disc in there. Just one, sadly. And then we got the storage, some more storage, I guess. Oh yeah, the kitchens are on the bottom level. I forgot. Oh yeah, and we have the restrooms, of course. And if we keep going up, we got a nice little community area right there, and the residential area keeps going up to the top. So that's kind of another experiment, I guess. If we want to go to the pool and the Nether portal, which is in here, I think. So here's the pool, but the Nether portal is down here. And the reason it's down here is because when I still had villagers, they'd all go to the Nether and die. And I think the ones in the Nether are still alive, but oh yeah, so this is like the um there's a whole airport, I guess, down there, so to say. Not really airport, but port. Um Come on. I apologize for the lag. Hopefully this doesn't crash on my computer. Here we go. Oh yeah, so here's a lot of villagers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting a lag here. What frame rate am I at? 1, 0. Well, that's perfect. Like I said, this is why I had to do this /kill all command. See, can I even fly? Or am I just jumping? I'm just jumping. Yes, okay, there we go. Okay. So in this nether hub, there's a little emerald building down there. I don't know why I built that. But actually the first city in this world, in the world spawn, is a few thousand blocks away in the nether. And I came across the area where I now have my major city just by kind of I guess flying through the overworld about 4 years ago when this world was brand new. I made a little city at around 00. Then I flew through the overworld because I like to explore a lot back then, and I guess I found this area. But then it was only until about 3 years ago that I was actually able to find it again because I lost it. So this is the original Nether portal, and it's marked by the sea lanterns. Let's see if we fly through it here; it'll put us out in a cave because I didn't have great infrastructure in my first city. This was about 4 years ago now, so understandably. Let's see, come on. Oh boy. Okay, okay, good, good. Um, oof. Let's see, I believe no, the cave went the other way. I think, yeah. Okay, so I need to go the other way. Oh yeah, so I made I before I discovered Hypixel and servers, I made my own recreation, I guess. And this was also before I discovered Power Rails. So that was supposed to be a roller coaster. Um, if we go up here, obviously you'll see that this city is nowhere near as big or as planned out or as detailed. But this was the first city here built on a mountain. And this is kind of like the viewing platform. I haven't actually been to the city very much since I left it, and there's only been about 3 new buildings built in the last 4 years. But yeah, this is basically it. This building though inspired a lot of the buildings in my main city, I guess. And if I can ever get inside of it, let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, this was when I was into Pressure Place. Okay, so the villagers here are still intact, which is kind of sucks. But yeah, this was like kind of inspired the other builds to come, but it wasn't really designed at all. And of course, we have a core of a lot of iron golems. Kind of makes me miss the way things used to be in my city before I had to kill them all because, frankly, it was just unplayable. It was like I was getting like 0 and 1 FPS. My world would frequently crash, so I'm kind of glad I did that. But also, you'll notice there's a wall around this area, and I did build a wall around my city, my main city. I made it a little better, but I'll show that to you when I get back. So let's see if I can find my way back in. Where is the portal again? You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go into spectator. Um, okay, there we go. That's a lot easier. Okay, and back into the nether. Wait a minute. What? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, like I said, TPS in this world is pretty bad. If I were to actually interact with any of the villagers or entities, I guess it'd be very, very slow. Um, Loading. Okay. As long as I get out of the portal, my FPS should increase some, I guess. Come on. Okay, so I believe... now I forget which way I go. Darn. Okay, yeah, I think I go this way. Oh boy. My FPS just suffered. I think the higher I fly, the better I should be. Okay, yes, here we go. Okay, yep. And I think this is the way I'll know once I see the right sea lantern. Yep, this is the way. Okay, perfect. It's not actually that far in the nether. It's probably only a few hundred blocks. I was mistaken. It's a 1,000 or so blocks in the overworld, but I now actually have an overworld network that it took me a while to build. Yeah, the villagers are kind of laggy. Actually, not as laggy as they were in my city. They would literally move at like 0 FPS, but I guess it's gotten better. And there are still a few villagers in my city that I guess the kill command didn't affect, but back through the nether portal here, we'll be entering the port area. Um, oh boy. Yes, this area is like the port. It's surrounded by I converted all the dirt to granite, all the stone to polished stone, and etc. So it's kind of weird combination, but we got a nice little relaxation area. And oh yeah, this is the other exit. This takes us into the Diamond Center, which this is another major trading center here. Um, yeah, and with a bunch of balconies. Each of these used to have a trader, villager, not wandering trader, because those weren't introduced yet in the 1.13 update. But oh yeah, and of course, there's a tree on top. I will show you the remnants of the wall, and then I think I'm going to close off this tour. So at one point, when the city was much, much smaller, the wall surrounded the whole thing. Now it's expanded quite a fair amount, and I've actually rebuilt parts of the wall in different materials, such as leaves. I also turned the random tick speed to 0 to do that. But this is the original wall here. And you see it's made out of sandstone with little slits to shoot out of. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see me build stuff in the city, which I'm kind of excited to do, just comment or leave a like on the video. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in another video.